It is another very pleasant Sunday evening, and we are here with another interesting session of the Enlightenment series. A very good evening, and I extend a very warm welcome to all our participants on behalf of the Enlightenment team. We hope that the time spent with us is enabling each one of us to become a better us. We begin with the greeting of peace. May the peace, mercy, and blessings of the Almighty be upon all. With a question now: what is the cheapest form of pleasure that costs nothing but it conveys much? It pleases those who give and the ones who receive it. Nothing is ever lost by extending it. It is said that a tree is known by its fruit, a man by his deeds, and a good deed is never lost, even if it is of the weight of an atom. A person who sows courtesy reaps friendship, kindness, and gathers love. With this note, I'd like to invite our speaker for the day, who has become a very familiar name for us. His mindful messages are powered by thought-provoking style of delivery, a prolific speaker who stands for the cause of the community. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present to you Mr. Muhammad Imran Sait, who will speak on the topic on saying please. Mr. Imran Sait.
Good evening, Vanakkam, Adab to all my friends. It's a pleasure to be with you again this evening to share some thoughts on a very important, less understood or less practiced, important value of life, and that is courtesy. Friends, you will all agree that today it is found unfortunately most lacking. One may be qualified, one may be holding a high stature in society, one may be scholarly, one may be handsome and beautiful, whatever. But that which keeps these positions and achievements really shining and remembered is, as you will all agree, is nothing else but courtesy. It's an oil. Just as how the oil keeps the machine running smoothly and gives its output and products excellently, so also courteous expressions keeps the oil of conversation and behavior always remembered and cherished. You will all agree with me. A person comes to you, meets you, and if he behaves really well with you, is polite, kind, helpful, appreciative, and good to you, even for a short while, that meeting will always linger in your minds for a long, long time. You would not have given him anything in the world. You would not have given him anything for him to really value. But your behavior, your manners, your civility, and your goodness is what made him form an opinion about you straight away. Oh, he's an excellent person. He seems to be cultured. He is well-mannered. He seems to be coming from a good family. He seems to be having a good background. Don't we form opinions like this? Even in our life, is it not important that we make the persons whom we come across know about our character and about our attitude? So courtesy is nothing but expressing your goodness, expressing your politeness, expressing your gracefulness to them. It's all about politeness and attitude, how you behave with people, irrespective of who they are and where they may belong from or belong to, or what profession or career or work he or she may be doing, old or young. How have you interacted with that person? This interpersonal abilities today are grossly missing. Simple words, very ordinary words, but carry tremendous weight in building a strong relationship. Words like please, words like kind or kindly, words like sorry, words like thank you, words like excuse me, words like hello, words like hi, words like welcome sir or welcome ma'am, or okay sir, okay ma'am, words like take care, nice meeting with you, Allah Hafiz, bye. These may be very, very ordinary words. We hear it, but today we hear it less, far less than what we used to hear it earlier, much more. But these are words when expressed with sincerity, with a touch of love, with an expression of goodness inside you. It really impresses the opposite person. And what do we lose? Nothing. We actually gain a lot. We keep our character and our personalities lingering in their minds for a long, long time, which they will always remember and cherish. These values, particularly courtesy, has to be inculcated right from childhood. And the best form of inculcating in children is that we become role models in how we express ourselves to them. The same thing can be said, get me a glass of water. Yeah. But if I would say, kindly get me a glass of water, or please help me with pouring this water in this jug, this please or kindly makes a huge difference. The child is impressed. And it would be more than willing to please you. Be it a child, be it anybody. Could be an employee. Could be a person of very ordinary stature. And never have the disparity between the rich and the poor when it comes to expressing these courteous expressions. And that person will be more than happy to do what you want him to do. Never forget these words. You sneezed, particularly in this pandemic, you sneeze, you cough. The people all turn and look at you. Sorry, because not under your control. You don't lose anything. Or somebody's asked something from you which you don't have. Sorry, I'm not able to help you. Yeah. Instead of shouting at him, oh, you don't find anybody else, is it? Don't you know about it? Don't you know I don't have it? It's not my product which I sell in my store. No. Sorry. Help that person in finding elsewhere what he wanted. Courtesy is more than that, is to fulfill somebody's aspirations or expectations, which may not be necessary also. You win his heart. You help people. For example, you find something harmful on the road, You just take it and keep it aside. A banana skin for that matter. Some bite my skin, or there's an oil leak somewhere. Taking some sand and putting on it, or removing that banana skin aside, or some stone, or some boulder, which would cause accidents. Just taking, you're saving a life. Act of courtesy. Pouring into another friend a glass of water, an act of courtesy. When some elderly person is coming in, out of respect, standing for him, standing up for him, act of courtesy. It could be a mentor, it could be a teacher, it could be your parents, it could be your elder brother, it could be your uncle, it could be your aunt, it could be your grandparents. Some body language, some gesture. Somebody is entering a forum where everybody is sitting. He's not able to find a place, finding a place and giving it to him. Through your body language, okay, even if there's a place, he comes and sits down. Through your body language, trying to show that you welcome him. Yeah. Eye contact, body language, words, all these are expressions of courtesy. What do you lose? In fact, you increase your reputation. You increase your popularity. You increase that relationship with that person. Oh, this seems to be a well-mannered, good person, easily accessible. It's easy to reach out to that person. He seems to be a good person. How do you repose faith in people? Only by your manners, by your character. Nobody gets impressed by your lectures or your positions. In fact, people in positions and who are highly qualified generally smack arrogance or pride. Oh, he seems to be a very arrogant person. How could we ever think of approaching him for anything? Be accessible to the common man. This is the values which you carry with you when you depart from this world. People always remember, oh, he's a nice person. Though he would not have shared anything much with you or very valuable anything much with you, but you always remember. A banana skin on the road, or pouring into the glass of water, a glass of water into your neighbor or a person sitting next to you. Putting a morsel of food in your wife's mouth. Please don't be surprised. Yeah. Starts from home. A child comes running, pick him up or pick her up and put her in your lap or put him in your lap. Yeah. Deeply impressed. They would have nothing much to tell you, but they came running, expecting some reciprocation for what they have showed. Your wife has made beautiful dinner. Put a morsel of food in her mouth. What do you lose? Help a blind man cross the road. Struggling. There's danger lurking for him. You know it. You can't just turn a blind eye and walk off. Well, if you turn a blind eye and walk off, nobody is going to call you a sinner or you're not culpable of crime. But if you can help the blind man cross the road, won't he pray for you? Oh, what a good man. He helped me do this. The person getting into a train, the train, the steps are a little steep. Helping an old person getting into it by carrying the luggage and putting it inside. Nalla irukku pani, iravanu nalla irukano, nalla vekkano. Be good. God should keep you happy. What do they say that? What do you lose? A feeling of satisfaction. Somebody coming and asking you for some help. If you can't even give monetary help, at least console that person and send an act of courtesy. So many things that we can do in our day-to-day life. Rude behavior, being harsh, is going to take you nowhere. You're going to get isolated. Now, how could you get that real feeling of happiness within? Acts of courtesy. Today, the young generation, unfortunately, lacks this quite a bit. Respect to elders, respect to teachers, respect to mentors, respect to elders is grossly missing because we have lost this value ourselves and we couldn't impart it to our children who tomorrow would become adolescents and teenagers and adults, but they would lack this very important component which would lead to a lot of damage in their reputation and also damage to their careers as well. Because today, even when people who go for employment, The panel sees the body language, the politeness. Any curt behavior would damage that person's career and placement itself. The way the person dressed, modest, polite in his talk, even if the opposite person is provoking, not to become reactionary, but again to be polite. You find this especially in airports, particularly in ticket counters or in government offices. You will find people behaving very rash, curt behavior, rude talk, arrogance. So embarrassing. But we can't lose our cool and go to their level or stoop to their level. Why are you speaking like this? Can't you be a little more kind? No point. He doesn't understand. Because that's not, those values have never been inculcated that the person from his young age. We definitely not like ourselves or our children to be in that category, isn't it? We come from good families. We carry a healthy legacy. We like to perfect our character and morals. And what is all this all about? Good character. And that is nothing but perfection of morals. If you want the people to cling on to you, like a honeycomb, as they say, how the honeybees cling on. Your character should be sweet, polite, kind, helpful, appreciative, gentle, graceful. If we can cherish these values into our lives, nothing like it. It will take us to the heights which we may not ourselves really expected or realized. Same words can be just turned around. Could I be of any help to you? And if it's an elderly person, sir, could I be of any help to you? Kindly sit down. Kindly wait. Hi. Who's this? You can ask on the phone. Hello. May I know whom I'm speaking to? What the best way of putting things across? English language has also given us all these variety of words. May I know whom I'm speaking to? Who's this? He would answer in the same manner. Who are you? You get into unnecessary dispute, spoil your mood. Something which you like to do gets disturbed because your mind has not settled down with that ill-mannered conversation, which you may have been instrumental in initiating that. If you know that person, number, your missed call. Hi, I'm sorry, I missed your call. It's okay, no problem. You see the conversation becoming pleasant. It's you who have initiated it. The same thing you say, what's the matter? He'll immediately know, oh, this man not in a mood. It's okay, nothing, I'll talk to you later. He puts the phone down, gone. Our tone, our behavior, is how we attract the people. It's how we attract the students. It's how we attract our friends. It's how we attract the society. Oh, talking to him makes sense because he's modest, he's humble, he's polite, he's kind, he's helpful, he's sincere, he's generous. It makes sense talking to this person. Let's approach him. If you can be help to somebody, and if you can do something good for somebody, the happiness that you derive out of it, that's ultimately what counts. What's the point, my friends, in having everything in the world, but you don't have that happiness within? Happiness within will come only with your courteous expressions, which of course should be sincere. Your politeness, your good manners, your etiquettes, your character, your attitude, your behavior, your conduct. All this matters a lot. You may ask at the end of the day, what's the big deal in having all these when today the world is so thankless? Let the world be. If you can make a change on an individual level, another can make another change on an individual level. Small drops make an ocean. Tomorrow the world can change. And why should we make this world change? Because we like to make this world a paradise in which we live in and not make it hell and not make it something which we find discomfort, but find comfort in it, but find happiness in it. Always learn to be polite. What do you lose? Be polite to children. You can be firm, but you need to be polite. There's no point being harsh. And try to overlook many, many situations. Don't keep it, oh no, this man misbehaved, I must also misbehave, etc., etc. Take you nowhere. Somebody is rude, overlook it. Reciprocate with goodness, the person will be shocked. For example, it said our Prophet, when would walk out of his house, an ill-mannered woman would throw garbage in front of his house. He would not worry about. He'll just find another way and go away. Justice demand that he could go and retaliate and put garbage in front of his house, her house, which he would never do, could never be dreamt of. Another second option is that he will not retaliate, put garbage, but keep quiet and walk off. But there could be one step even further, to retaliate that evil with something good. So one day when he found no garbage in front of his house and inquired, what happened to that lady? She's not put garbage today in front of my house. It was told that she's not well. He went up to her and inquired about her health and her well-being. What happened? Hope everything is okay with you. Can I be of any help to you? Are you taking medicines? Take care of yourself. Embarrassed. From the fourth day, there's no garbage in front of his house. Shocking. Oh, this man whom I'm trying to hurt is so good. He's come all over. My well-wishers have not come to inquire about me. The person whom I intended so much of evil has come to inquire about me. How much of courtesy is required today to win hearts? Today, we are not courteous to our own family members, to our own kith and kin, to our neighbors. How courteous are we to our neighbors? A bike standing somewhere or some car parked in an awkward fashion. We just make mountain out of molehill. We blast the watchman, we blast X, Y, and Z. Get to know a person would have been in a hurry. And next time, kindly don't do it. The way of putting it across. What do you mean? Why do you get into a brawl? What necessary? Is that what neighborly relations is all about? If we keep our neighbors happy, tremendous peace of mind at home. Because they are somebody whom we are going to interact and meet and see and live with. And most fortunate are those who get well-mannered neighbors, cultured neighbors. But a lot will depend on how you have behaved with them, whether you overlooked their shortcomings or certain mistakes which they have committed just to maintain the neighborly relations. It leave a deep impression in their hearts about your character and your attitude and your behavior and your goodness. Tit for tat is very easy, but that's not what courtesy is all about. Courtesy is nothing but forgiveness, helping somebody, being polite to them, being gentle to them, being gracious to them, being appreciative of something good if they have done. Oh, good, nice to see that's happening. Nice to see you growing in life. Nice to see you prospering. Wish well for others. Good will automatically come back to you. Be courteous to others. There will be people who will be courteous to you. Rude behavior, harsh-heartedness or stone-heartedness, merciless behavior will take you nowhere. Courtesy demands that we do good to someone who may not deserve or may not expect. Going out of the way to doing something which wins their heart with very ordinary words, as I mentioned. Please, thank you, sorry, welcome, excuse me, kindly, have a good day. Greet people with a smile, with a good eye contact, with a good body language. Stand up when a guest is entering your house. Give him a place to sit down. Offer him a glass of water at least. What do you lose? Somebody is walking into your office or your store. Give a bottle of filtered water. Doesn't have a mask. Keep some mask. If you don't mind, can you just, there's a way of putting it on. What happened? You're not wearing a mask. What's wrong with you? Don't you know there's a way of putting it? Why are you hurting somebody, sir? These values really mean a lot, particularly to us who wish to do something for the society, who wish to do something for the people. And all these impressions that we leave will be some of the values that we cherish. Learn to be polite to your own family members. Let's learn to be polite to our own family members first, to our employees, to our subordinates, to our classmates, to our colleagues, to our clients, to our customers, to our neighbors. And not to forget that whenever we supplicate to our Creator as well, learn to be polite to Him as well. Oh God, I want this, I want that. Yeah, there's a way of putting it across. When a man itself his heart itself can melt by your courteous expressions, the Almighty, who has immense love for His creation, won't He be happy with you when you approach Him in a polite manner, in a humble manner? Oh God, you know my problem. Who else can relieve me of it if you can't? Kindly help me out of this problem. I know there's no one besides you who can get me out of this mess or this situation. Put the words across like how you speak to your friend. Speak to your Creator in a polite and kind manner. See things how they change. It's all to do with the mental attitude. If our attitude is right, positive, kind and generous, things will just ease out. Even if things become complicated, they will ease out. It's okay, no problem. So I didn't mistake, no problem. First, learn to own your mistakes. Say sorry. You received a gift, received a compliment. Thank you. With all sincerity of heart, not as a formality. Have a smile on your face. Provide a smile on the opposite person's face. Somebody at the counter is really working hard. Appreciate him. Or appreciate her who's across the counter. Then see how the behavior of the staff happened to you. Maybe the crew members of the aircraft, or the employees in your office, or the maid servants that come to your very house. Be polite, be good to them. Oh, that's a good person. That's a good person whom I work for. I always remember that person because of his goodness. He never shows disparity between rich and poor. He's always helpful. There are millions and millions of ways to express our courtesy to the people whom we interact. And if we develop and cherish and develop and help this value to grow, it will make a world of a change. This world itself will become a paradise for us. With these few words, my friends, we pray that we develop this kind of values in our lives. We spoke about patience. We spoke about prayer. We spoke about contentment. We spoke about gratitude. And today we have spoken about courtesy. Courtesy, enlightenment for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, friends. Thank you all. And look forward to seeing you again next Sunday, same time. Thank you so much. Any questions on this regard? Most welcome.
I'm being courteous now in thanking Mr.